Alright, welcome to a video walkthrough of my BMW G650GS Sertão that we use for adventure riding.
This world keeps spinning and there's no time to waste. Well, it all keeps spinning, spinning round and round and upside down. I don't want this feeling to go away.
First we'll start with the tires. These are Heidenau K60 Scouts. They originally came with the bike when I bought it used, and my thoughts are if it's not broken, don't fix it. I've been very happy with the performance and especially pleased with the durability. I can typically get around 10 to 12,000 miles off of a rear tire and anywhere from 18 to 20,000 miles off of a front tire. A very, very durable tire. One of the next things I'm going to talk about is protection for the bike, and I feel that one of the first things for the G650GS that is vital is proper hand guards to protect the levers and the handlebars when you do drop the bike, especially off-road. Barkbusters have been extremely durable. These are the original hand guards that came with the bike when I bought it used, and you could see that these have their wear. They've been dropped countless times, more than I care to admit or count, and you see they've done a great job. The plastic hasn't broken. The aluminum bar here has done a great job of protecting all the vital components, especially when you're off-road. The next protection upgrade I would add to the G650 would be proper crash bars. These are made by SW-MOTECH. They are extremely durable and strong. They've got 3 points of attachment, one here, and the other here, and they're a great crash bar. I've personally had a dismount or a crash off-road where I was doing probably about 20 kilometers an hour. The bike rolled on its side and no damage whatsoever to the bike or the crash bars after that major crash. So they do their job. In addition, we've did some custom welding. We added a brace here so that we could add a mount for our Rotopax, and we'll show you that later when we talk about the luggage we use. The sprocket cover is from Touratech, and the reason I have this is the stock sprocket cover is made out of plastic and covers this entire unit. It tends to get gunked up with a lot of oil and stuff from the chain that gets slopped around. So in addition to that, since it covers it up, you can't actually see the sprocket. So when I walk around the bike in the morning to do my pre-flight check, I can't actually check to see if this bolt is still tight. There was a problem in the past where this bolt became loose and it sheared the teeth between my sprocket and my drive shaft, and that was a fairly expensive fix where I had to pull the motor and get that replaced. So I don't want to deal with that again. So this does a good job of protecting the chain and sprocket, but still allowing me to see what's inside there. The skid plate was purchased with the bike when I bought it used. It's a Hepco and Becker skid plate, and it's been flawless. It does its job exceptionally well. I have no issues with it whatsoever. You do have to remove it for oil changes, but that's pretty typical for almost all skid plates. The next piece of protection is a guardian bell. I know it's a little silly, especially in the adventure rider community. It's more common in the cruiser or bagger community, but my mother got this for me, and it brings a smile to my face every time I hear it or see it. So thanks, Mom. Now we're going to talk about the lighting systems on my particular bike. The headlight that came with the G650 isn't adequate at night. I was shocked how little light it displays, and I don't feel it's safe. So we replaced that immediately with a Cyclops Adventure Sport LED headlight. It just replaces right into the H4 plug, and it's a plug and play, simple process, and the difference is night and day brightness for sure. In addition to the LED headlight, we also upgraded and installed accessory lighting. These are by DENALI, and these are the D2s. In addition to that, DENALI also sells a nice bracket for the G650GS that mounts right under here under the fender and gives you the ability to put on 2 lights. I will say that sometimes when you do drop the bike, these tend to get hit sometimes depending on the placement of the rocks when you're on the trail, but in general they've been very solid. In addition, I also have a switch for the auxiliary lights, so you can go on low, turn it off, and then on high. And those are controlled independently without being wired to the high beams. The taillights have been upgraded to Wunderlich America LED tail. The original one came with a red housing and a bulb that was pretty problematic. The filaments would break quite often, you have to replace it. This one is an LED, so the durability is much better than the stock. The GPS mount is in a prime location. I think it's super important on a motorcycle to have GPS be right here, heads up, right above your instrument displays, so that you don't have to look down at the handlebars or on your tank bag when you're navigating. I think this is crucial for safety, me personally. This one is made by Touratech. It's got vibration dampening, as well as it's also lockable, so you can lock your GPS unit in there. My GPS receiver is a Garmin Montana, and I've had it now for probably a good 3 or 4 years. It's been very reliable, and it's a solid GPS receiver. I feel no reason to currently upgrade it, even though there are some bigger ones out there on the market. And finally, for the electronics, I've installed in my tank bag just a very simple aux power unit. It's a 12 volt, it's got a cigarette plug on this side, and then 2 USB connectors here. You turn it on with a switch. In addition, it also has the advantage of a nice voltmeter, so I can see how the battery's doing. Now we're going to move on to the luggage portion of the bike build. These are side pannier racks from Hepco and Becker, and they came with the bike when I bought it used, and they've been very good. They hold a wide variety of hard and soft bags, and we'll show you the soft bags a little later. The rear rack on this bike is made by AltRider. It also came with the bike when I bought it used. I'm very happy with this rack. The best thing about this rack, I feel, is it's large. It's got a large platform from holding a decent sized tail bag, but it sits level. So when I don't have a tail bag on it, I can use it as a picnic table to put my food on or tools whenever I'm working on the bike. It's really versatile. In addition, we've also added a little hook here so I can lock my helmet to it when I leave the bike for short periods of time. For the tank bag, I'm running a Wolfman brand Explorer Lite model. It's actually been modified. Chantil is a seamstress, and she actually was able to take 2 inches off the backside, and we did this for a reason, because anytime I'm on the pegs, I wanted to have full range of motion back and forth without the tank bag impeding my off-road ability. Pretty versatile bag. It's got an expansion slot as well if you need more storage, like you go to the store and you got a little too much stuff, you can expand it. But it has a decent amount of storage for gloves, glasses, my camera equipment that I use when I'm off-road. In addition, we also installed this strap so that I have a place I can store my gloves and my glasses when I go to fill up the tank or run into a restaurant real quick. For the panniers, we use Wolfman products again. These are their Rocky Mountain product, and they each hold about 36 liters in each bag, so it's quite a lot of capacity for a bike. The beauty of these particular bags is they don't extend too far out. They're only about 7 inches wide, so they don't extend beyond the width of my handlebars, which is really nice. We've done some modifications. We removed the logo and added a Velcro strap so that we could put our American flag on the side. Although the bags are not waterproof, they are water resistant, and then inside they've got a nice waterproof bag which keeps all of your stuff waterproof. So truly a waterproof bag because of this internal liner. And it's also the added convenience of you can just grab the liner and pull all your stuff out, take it with you to the hotel, or if you're at the grocery store, just put all your groceries in here and then load them in the side and be on your way. They are accessorized. A Wolfman product has quite a lot of accessories for their bags. In addition to that, we installed this bottle holder. Pretty convenient for taking care of our fuel and other things that we just don't want inside the panniers. Now this big mama is our tail bag. It's a Touratech Adventure Rack Pack, size XL, and it's 89 liters. Admittedly, this is a huge bag for a medium-sized adventure bike, but one of the creature comforts that we love is a good night's sleep. So we have a 25-inch and a 4-inch thick sleeping pad that we put in here, and getting good night's sleep is so important to me. So the sleeping pad, backpack, and our tent, our moto tent, is all inside this bag. So it's a big bag, but there's a lot of creature comforts here that ensure that we get a good night's sleep. For items that I need to get access to on the trail or at the end of the day when we're camping, like my clothes and camping gear, we have these extra bags by Touratech as well. They're just pretty standard waterproof bag, but they have a strap here on the front and back, so I can just strap them right on top of my panniers. Now these Rotopax bags are custom made by Chantil. She created them with waterproof material, and then they've got a nice little cover here and just a zipper, and then we can load that with stuff that we just need. For instance, I just keep my cold weather gear on this side, and on the other side we have a cover for the motorcycles, a lock for the disc brakes, and then a strap so we can lock our clothes if we go for a little trip.
A disclaimer, Travis did design them, I just sewed them.
The next portion I'm going to call the overlanding or comfort. These are all items that I added to the bike to make it more comfortable, and then also to make it more capable off-road. The foot pegs that came with the 650GS were abysmally narrow. These are SW-MOTECH ones, and they are substantial better. They also come with a pad that you can put on here, especially for like a single engine where you get a lot of vibration. I've personally removed the pad because it doesn't bother me, but Chantil continues to have hers on there, so it's a little more comfortable, especially when riding on the freeway. The rear shock has been replaced by a Touratech brand. It's not that the stock shock wasn't good enough, but I ended up having a leak in the rear shock. So since I was gonna have to buy shocks anyhow, I just decided to do the upgrade then. Little did I know how much of a difference it made, especially off-road. Off-road performance was vastly improved by putting in the upgrade shock. For the front, we've replaced the stock springs with progressive springs from Touratech, and in addition to that, we also added a heavier fork oil. I've noticed that braking isn't as dramatic when you apply the front brakes as much, and there's moderate improvement off-road. The adjustable windshield bracket is also from Touratech. It has the advantage of when you're on the freeway, you can raise it to avoid the wind buffeting that you might have, and then in addition to that, when you're off-road, you can lower it and then set it so that you don't get any damage from twigs or things like that off-road. Seat upgrades are by Seat Concepts. They have a kit where they send you the foam and a replacement leather seat cover. You do all the install yourself. I felt like there's a decent amount of improvement, especially after riding 2 or 3 hours of long distance riding. The seat is substantially more comfortable. The mirror upgrades are from Doubletake, and these are the Adventure model. They're a substantial improvement over the stock mirrors, both in visibility in the rear and for durability.
Say hi, you camera girl.
We talked about the Rotopax bags that we made, but let's talk about the Rotopax themselves. These are 1 gallon model, and we have on the left side we have one for water, and on the right we have one for fuel. That gives us a range of an extra 50-55 miles. So in total, our bikes with the stock tank and the extra Rotopax gives us about 260 miles of range. So for a chain oiler, we added this Cobra Nemo 2. It's a manual oiler. You just give it a 1/4 twist, and then oil that's inside here, gear oil, will run down this hose and go all the way down here through this to the very back, and then oils the chain here while you're riding. And one of the final things that we did to this bike was adjust the side stand. The side stand on the Sertão was way too far leaning over. Had a couple issues where the bike actually fell over with heavy luggage on the side stand alone. So we adjusted it by lowering it and then re-welding it so that the lean angle isn't as much. Well, that's about it for all the upgrades we've done to the bike. It's pretty expensive, huh? I was surprised when I put together how much stuff we've actually added to this bike. So I feel that some of it are luxuries, but many of them are also essentials that you need to properly make sure this bike is ready for an around the world trip. So,
Let's go ride.
Let's go ride.
Let's go ride.
I can't wait. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up below. Subscribing and clicking on the bell icon will ensure you get updates to future video releases. Thanks for the support.